Greetings, my friends. If you have a tale to share, this minstrel is all ears. Talk about the End Singer. A battle at the edge of existence, you say, against a fearsome being known as the End Singer. It goes without saying that I should like to hear about this. Pray, recount to me the tale of your mission, from beginning to end. Yeah, dog, shit was crazy. Good gods! I had known about the chaos of the final days, but never could I have imagined the events which brought them about. I do wonder, though, where might this Ultima Thule be located? Lest you misunderstand, I speak not of its physical location. If we wish to know that, I dare say we could have the coordinates from the Loporrits. Nay, my friend, what I speak of rather is its essence. According to your description, 'tis a space where emotions dictate reality. It seems to me that in such a place it would be nigh impossible to draw a line between what is real and what is felt. In nature, there is a phenomenon wherein the structure of a massive object may resemble that of something diminutive. Wait. The structure of a massive object may resemble that of something diminutive. Might it not be possible then that the structure of the sea of stars resembles that of the heart and mind, of the complex mechanisms that govern our feelings? On the assumption that it is so, I am led to wonder, what was the true nature of the End Singer? What was it exactly that you defied at the edge of existence? These are just the wild ramblings of a minstrel. Pray, do not lose sleep over it. Still, I must say that the idea of an entity that hoards despair has quite roused my imagination. For instance, had the Endsinger succeeded in gathering but a few more stars worth of despair, nay, perhaps even that of a few more souls, might the outcome have been different? Yes, I believe I shall explore such an eventuality in song. The light of hope, kindled by your comrades, is brilliant. Alas, so dark is the despair you face, not even that light, can pierce it. An inexorable verse of oblivion, performed at the farthest reaches of existence. I shall name it the Endsinger's Aria. Is it just Tataru in here? I mean, yeah, I guess so. Tataru is putting on a pot of tea and looks in need of company. Ken, how lovely to see you. If you're not in too much of a rush, I was about to make a pot of tea. Would you like a cup? Yes, I would. Take a seat then, and I'll find us something to nibble on as well.
It's so much quieter these days without everyone around. Not that I'm pining for your return, you understand. I have my sources, and I know that each and every one of you is doing well and keeping busy with your endeavors. Meanwhile, I'm left with a surplus of free time and the question of how to make the most of it. What about you? Any plans for the immediate future?
Why, a grand new adventure, of course.
Traveling to the edge of existence and back wasn't enough? Well, if that's the case, I might have a suggestion for you.
Oh, do tell.
You fought bravely and selflessly, helping those in need and saving our star from unimaginable threats. For your deeds, you've been hailed as the champion of Eorzea and a host of other incredible things. But why not put those titles aside for a while? Acquit yourself as a simple adventurer again and travel the world in search of wonder.
That sounds pretty cool. I could do that. You're right. Who knows what mysteries are still waiting to be discovered? That's a great idea, but where to start? Yeah, that's a great idea, but where to start?
Oh, with so many exciting places to choose from, it's hard to narrow it down. But I believe I have the perfect destination in mind. Savner. That's where you should go next.
Okay.
I doubt you were able to squeeze in a proper tour of Radzat the last time you were there. What with the burning skies and rampaging monsters and so forth. And I'm sure Vritra would be pleased to see you.
Okay.
Then there's the bounty itself. The Empire's presence in the region was always a deterrent to exploration. So if you've a mind to sail that sea, now's your chance.
True, okay.
Just think of all the new experiences you could have.
Not a bad idea.
Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty? As the bearer of Azem's crystal, you may consider your duty to see at least that much.
Oh, I know that look. That's an adventurer ready to take on the world. In anticipation of an occasion like this, I was planning to gift you a new set of traveling clothes, but it's still a work in progress.
That's fine. That's okay.
Shouldn't take much longer now, though, so sit tight and I'll have the last few bits sewn up before you can finish another cup of tea.
I'm almost done. Oh, okay. Make sure it has pockets. You're the best.
Stitch in here and trim in there, knot the threads with love and care. Just a little more to go. I'm sure you're still brimming with excitement. I am one with the needle. See how the fabric surrenders to my whims. Don't worry, I'll make sure the lining has plenty of pockets for all your little treasures. I swear adventurers are worse than children when it comes to hoarding every feather and leaf and animal hide they come across. Oh, we mustn't forget the waterproofing. Gods forbid you forget to disrobe before plunging into the sea, or a river, or a piping hot bath.
Void Scent?
And thus I am returned.
Xenos' Void Scent?
Ah, you're awake. My apologies. I do get a little carried away with my sewing. You seem awfully cheerful. Pleasant dream? Or are you just looking forward to the next chapter of your grand saga? Either way, I promise to provide you with new apparel, and so I shall. If you'll accompany me to the Diamond Forge, we can put the finishing touches on your outfit. Shall we?
Let's go see how it looks. Observe as the artiste refines her piece into a masterpiece, and no napping this time. I only need a moment, you'll see. A little more room in the shoulders, open up the cuffs, a final adjustment to the hem. All done. Let's see how it looks on the mannequin. Well, what do you think? Doesn't it just scream ready for a bold new adventure? Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm so glad you approve. So what do I owe you? You've outdone yourself. Thank you. Oh, stop. You'll make me blush. If you really want to thank me, though, all I ask is that you wear this on your travels. Or at least anywhere lots of adventurers might gather. They'll look at you, a famous hero, and wonder wherever did he purchase those stylish yet practical garments. And before you know it, hordes of new customers will be climbing over each other to place orders at Taru's boutique. Some marketing advertisement. Mwahaha! I can hear it now, the merry clink clink of gil overflowing from my coffers. Sweet music to my ears. Oh, it's ear cuffs and necklaces too. Ahem. Uh, Burgeoning merchant empires aside, you must be excited to start a fresh chapter of your life. New places to go, new people to meet. I often wonder how you remember all your experiences and exploits without taking at least a few notes. Oh, maybe you should just start doing that. You never know when some odd past detail might become relevant. Or if one day you'll take a blow to the head and forget the better part of the past decade. Yeah, something to keep in mind in any case. It's a good idea. Collection expanded. The unending codex. Oh, I just get it. Oh, okay. So I got Taru, Scions, the final days. Your entries for prominent terms and characters will be added to the codex as you progress through the MSQ. Okay. As the former receptionist and sometimes intelligence gatherer of the Scions, allow me to offer you a word of advice. Do not expect juicy rumors to simply fall into your lap. Adventurers rely on gossip, and the best places to pick up information are taverns and markets. At present, you only have a broad destination in mind. When you arrive in Thavnir, I suggest you explore your options at Miride's Mahan, the finest drinking establishment in Radzat-Han. Charm the employees, and they'll not only point you in the direction of the local tale tellers, but also share with you the tricks for loosening their tongues. Now I really must be getting back to running my boutique. Enjoy the journey, and may fair fortune find you. Okay, but before we do that... Oh, I got 20 now, let's go. Bitter Snow. I'm guessing this is the role quest. So let's grab it. The glint in Shirabot's eye suggests she was hoping you might pass on through. Well, if it isn't Ken, all around good egg and champion of, well, the whole world, I suppose. Word travels fast, my friend. We've heard all about your exploits, defeating the blasphemies that plague the good people of Eorzea and Doma. Sadly, there are other fell beasts that yet want for slaying, but fear not, our efforts to bring them low proceed apace, and we've had naught but glad tidings from our allies. In fact, we've recently received word from the resistance forces in Bosja that a blasphemy was slain, thanks in no small part to Lord Hien's timely assistance. Perhaps the most surprising report came from Werlet, where soldiers led by the infamous Black Wolf fought alongside Alamegan troops for yet another hard-earned victory. Reports from Garlemald, however, suggest another blasphemy threat lurks in the snows, and we've received a petition for assistance. Strange, don't you think? When the effects of the final days began to spread in earnest, we encountered a great many monsters in Garlemald, but never a blasphemy. And to make matters worse, they say the Garleans who chose to remain and rebuild have begun transforming into yet more hideous creatures. From what I understand, it was you and your comrades who brought an end to the source of the final days, is that right? Even so, it would appear its effects will linger a while longer. Until this malevolent influence on Akasa subsides, I dare say this won't be the last time we hear of such sightings. As for the blasphemies, we have reason to believe it is a great deal stronger than any we've faced thus far. Your strength and experience would prove quite valuable, if you're willing to help, of course. Is the Ilsbar contingent not equipped to handle this threat? I should certainly think so. No sooner did we receive the request from Charlian than they began making preparations to dispatch their forces. That said, it was clear from the first they were hoping you might also take up the hunt. Though if I may be frank, I was not expecting Charlian of all places to be so concerned with the present state of Garlemald, what with their strict policies on non-intervention. Perhaps we'll find out the reason before this is all over. But that's an inquiry for another time. I'll not keep you any longer. Once you arrive in Garlemald, I should think the intelligence officer stationed there will be more than happy to appraise you of the situation. Welcome to Mairead's Mehan. Yo! Oh, hello. I did not recognize you at first. Are you here alone? Let me find you a table. I'm just looking for some gossip, you know. Ruins beneath the bounty. Would you be speaking of the sunken treasure vault? We have one regular, a historian in fact, who could tell you all about it. Ah, there he is, Professor Jalheen. I thought I saw him come in. Although a somewhat private sort, the professor is quick to befriend those who share his fondness for the Mehan's unique beverages. He was in the the culinarian questline for this. I remember meeting him. Offer him any drink from our selection, and he should happily share everything he knows about the vault you seek, and a few other odd bits besides. Whatever you buy for him is on the house, by the way. If Merhide found out I took coin from Thavnir's savior, she would have me scrubbing pots for a week. Yes. And what may I do for you, my Eorzean friend? Oh, just a friendly chat. How about a drink? Well, I certainly wouldn't say no to a drink freely offered. Here we are, one of Mehrid's finest. Enjoy. Ah, lovely. Bottoms up. Empties his cup in a single pull. Holy shit. That was very kind of you, sir, but I know when I'm being softened up. What is it that you want from me? Yeah, just want to know about the ruins beneath the bounty. Oh, chasing down that old tale, are you? It does seem to appeal to the adventurous at heart. Now where to begin? Might I assume you've heard of Alzadal? He was Khan of the Ori tribe which sailed to Thavnir from the mainland, and a key figure in the history of Razadhan. Can't say that I do. His decision to aid the Arkasodaro is what ultimately won them the war against the Gajasura, thus allowing our predecessors to lay the foundation for this thriving city-state. Oh. The truly fascinating stories, however, concern his grandson, Alzadal III, who was known for his deeds as satrap in Razadhan's earlier days. Some attest that this man traveled to another world entirely and returned with glittering riches. Others that he brokered an alliance with a certain worm of the first brood. Then there's the tale of the sunken vault, the one you seem most curious about. According to this legend, Alzadal III claimed a small island somewhere in the middle of the bounty. There he built a structure reaching clear to the bottom of the sea, a deep and secret storehouse, and locked all of his worldly wealth within. Ooh. In the centuries since, whenever a natural disaster or hardship befell Radzatan, folk would remember that tale of hidden treasure. Hardy souls would set out to claim their fortune, but precious few ever made it home. Would you like to hear more? Apologies, I have a slight tickle in. Oh, my cup appears to be empty. Mikhail, another round for the professor. Ah, I see we've reached an understanding. You're a sharp one, adventurer. Another for the professor. Oh ho ho, today was a splendid day to visit the Mehan. Jalheen gulps down his newest drink with gusto. Where were we? Ah, yes. Those who did return from seeking the treasure vault flatly refused, to speak of what they saw. Did this discourage others? Nay, quite the opposite. Such accounts only serve to feed the legend, and the golden lure grew stronger than ever before. That reminds me of something uh, Azama was saying. Azama's a fellow connoisseur of spirituous portables. Yes, he is. Anyway, he was saying that one of his acquaintances went after the treasure himself. Hasn't been seen since he set sail, I hear, but he did have. No, I can say no more. You seem a generous sort. What kind of man would I be to encourage what is clearly a foolhardy quest? If my words sent you to your death, I could never live with myself. I'm no stranger to peril. Is that so? Perhaps it's your turn to tell a tale then. What manner of dangers have you faced? The very edge of existence. From anyone else I'd struggle to believe it, but I recognize you now. You're the hero of the final days. A drink. I need another drink to settle my nerves. Meline, more of the same if you please. As you wish, but this one is on your coin, Professor. Jalheen drains yet another cup dry. Anyway, you being who you are, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to share a little more. This friend of Ajma's, he was desperate to buy a treasure map, one which showed the way to the entrance of the vault. Seems he could only get it from some merchant. What's his name? Bah, I forget. Let's drink a toast to you, my new best friend. Heal, more drinks. Say nothing or signal for water instead. The fucking winking. Your drink, sir. Ah, marvelous. I am parched. Jalheen gulps down the cup of water. Poof, that was water. Did you tell her to bring me water? Still, that's probably for the best. Very kind of you, really. My head will certainly thank you in the morning. Ugh, I seem to have overindulged. I am put in mind of the words of Master Jalsan. Be wary of how much you drink. Be wary how much of the drink you swallow, lest it swallow you. Forgive me. I will subject you to no more of these unseemly antics. If you want to speak with Asma, well, as I said, we share a taste for the Mayhan's fine spirits. He probably came in as we were talking. I wish you fortune in finding your fortune. Yes, I am Azama, and who might you be? All true, I'm afraid. My friend took a ship out in search of Alzdal's legacy, and I've been watching for his sails ever since. I tried to dissuade him, of course, but he refused to listen. All he could talk about was finding that vault. And that look in his eyes, I knew it wasn't common gold or jewels he lusted after. He was hunting Alzadal III's otherworldly hoard, and his ambition would not be denied. I see it in you, too, that appetite for the mysterious and the unknown. But I'll not attempt to turn you from your path. I know too well the futility of that endeavor. So I will tell you what my friend told me. How he convinced a merchant in the bazaar to give him the rough location of the vault's entrance. It seems this merchant, one Zashal, I believe, is selling a map which shows the exact route, but my friend's purse was too light for its exorbitant price. With what meager wealth he had, he instead paid to learn that there are ruins on a small island somewhere in the Bounty, and within those ruins hides the path to the vault deep below. If you truly intend on seeking Alzadal's treasure, I suggest you put your affairs in order. I wish things were different, but I do not believe my friend is ever coming home.
Please, Sashal, please! You must let me have that treasure map!
What's all this about?
My mother and father were slaughtered by monsters. My baby sister, still too young to fend for herself. Can you spare us no kindness?
So, you hope to find your fortune? And what? You expect me to surrender my wares for pity's sake? What have you to offer in payment? As I thought. Come back when you've more than rags to your name. This is no mere treasure map. It is a guide to the vaults of Arzadal III, one of the great satraps of Radzat Han, and a direct descendant of Alzadal Khan.
A map to Alzadal's legacy?
So he says. A thick, I'd wager.
This is no fake. The parchment is marked with an arcane glyph of passage. You may find the ruins hidden in the bounty, but you won't be setting foot inside without this in your possession. A priceless artifact it is, discovered amongst the rubble in the aftermath of the final days, and lovingly restored by yours truly. This map is the key to fabulous riches, and I'll be the king of fools to simply give it away. Be glad I am no such king, boy. Your scrawny-eyed had never returned with that treasure alive.
Oh, cruel fate! Why must you tempt me with wealth I am powerless to claim? How I shall envy the one who purchases that.
Yeah, he's in on it. Okay, I was like,
Whatever they pay
wait a
will
minute.
be but pittance against the golden hoard they stand to uncover.
Oh? Estinian. What is he doing here? Oh, don't tell me he's gonna get fooled by it.
What have you, sir? Fighting man of your stature would surely relish the challenge of recovering Alzadal's lost fortune.
A fortune, you say?
Uh-oh.
If I had but the strength to seize that treasure, my starving sister would never want for food.
Is he gonna get sub-storied?
I'll take it. Will this cover the price?
I think you got swindled, son.
Well met, my friend.
What's up? Oh, my lance-wielding
Someone is dressed
friend.
for adventure. But why Favner of all places? Knowing you, I suspect there's more to your plans than sightseeing and shopping. Ruins beneath the bounty. Curious. And here I've acquired a map to just such a site.
With that sale, I do believe I've earned the rest of the day off. Thank you for your patronage, sir, but if you'll excuse me.
You needn't mind us.
And now I've fleeced one of the heroes of the final days. Pray the sisters were looking elsewhere.
This map may or may not be genuine. Either way, we'll need a ship to find out for sure.
I never took you for a treasure hunter.
Lest you misunderstand, I seek the treasure not for myself. If such a fortune truly exists, then it could help ease the struggles of those who lost their loved ones in the final days.
Okay, makes sense.
I hope to do for Thavnir what you and Alphino did for the Alamegans when you recovered the Mad King's trove.
I remember that, okay.
Come now. You know Alphino needs little encouragement when it comes to recounting the tales of your shared exploits.
This is true. I have done a lot.
Speaking of precocious lads, that boy in the bazaar was clearly an accomplice of the merchant.
I'm glad you were not fooled.
Suppose his role was to draw the attention of the crowd and add weight to the merchant's bold claims. Transparent act for the most part. It was not all mummery. The need to provide for his sister rang true enough.
This is part of the act, but...
Thus, if some portion of the profits end up in that waif's pockets, then I will consider it money well spent, whether the map leads us to the vault or not. You are coming along, yes?
Shall we split the expenses? Naturally.
I thought as much. Now, let's see about securing a vessel.
You will recall I spoke of visiting Thavnir at Vishra's request. Well, he finally invited me to a feast, and made his proposal once I was too full of Hannish delights to refuse. He wishes me to train the Radiant Host in lance work. Okay? But that is a tale for another time. What we need now is a merchant or a trawler with a ship fit for the open seas. Matsya is a fisherman by trade, yes? Yeah. We should head to Akiali and see if he can help us. A fine suggestion. Yo, Matsya! What's poppin'? My friends, what brings you to our humble village? So you need a seaworthy vessel to seek these ruins. Considering it was your deeds which allowed us to return to fishing, I should think everyone would be glad for a chance to repay the favor. Wait here, I will have a boat stocked and ready for you in no time at all. Oh man, this cat's following us? Oh man. Have you noticed our little shadow? He's been following us since we left the city. I have. We see you there, boy. Show yourself. Ah, it is you. Do you know how far out of the way we walked so that you'd not cross paths with some wild beasts? I'm sorry, sir, but aren't you the heroes who saved Thavnir? You are. I know you are. And I've gone and cheated you. I worked with Zasal, you see, the map merchant. It's my job to play the pleading orphan and convince the crowd his wares are worth the price he asks. I'm ashamed of what I've done and beg for your forgiveness. If not for you, my sister and I would never have... Well, we'd be... Enough. I knew your game, and I paid the price willingly. A fortune purchase, as it turns out, for my friend here was seeking those very a fortunate purchase, as it turns out, for my friend here was seeking those very ruins. You are kind to overlook the wrong I have done you, but there is more you need to know. Oh. The map you bought is very real, as is the island it shows. I overheard Zasal selling the information to another customer. He told that man where he needed to search, about the ruins, about the vault, about everything. Then the man sailed out to find his fortune, never to return. You cannot go alone to that place. You should have more friends with you, maybe even a whole army. I do not doubt the ruins hold danger, but I assure you, between the two of us there is little we cannot overcome. Please, I cannot bear the thought of... Might need a hand moving the treasure, true. Can invite our comrades. We might need a hand moving the treasure. Assuming we find any. Still, it may prove wise to bring some companions along this, all the same. Any ideas on whom to approach? The Scions have scattered far and wide since our last gathering. Alphino and Alazar and Garlemald. Thancred and Urianje are traveling the world. Grahatia and Kryl are in Sharlayan. Ishtola didn't really have any plans. Necessarily. She said she was gonna write a book. And they're gonna... Yeah, I don't think Ishtola's doing anything. Ishtola? Her magics would be a welcome addition, but I am loath to interrupt her research. Mayhap we could ask a less... prickly companion? Okay. Well, Graha and Cryo. Aye, Carl may have her hands full rebuilding the students, but if you reach out to Graha, he would surely leap at the invitation. Will that set your mind at ease? Yes, if that man is as strong as you. Is he, though? Strong, I mean. Yeah, he's pretty strong. What is your name, boy? Mayrad, sir. Well, Mayrad, your life is yours to live as you will, but I suggest you find a more honest trade if you truly wish to keep your sister safe. I'm not proud of what I do, but what choice do I have? We need to eat, and everyone's too busy rebuilding their own lives to bother with two grubby orphans. Wait, boy. I didn't take this roundabout road just to see you end up in some creature's belly. Let me walk you back to the city gates. Thank you, sir. Call me a Stinian. The Stinian is... I think he is not as gruff as he makes out to be. I shall leave you to recruit Graha. He'll appreciate the invitation that much more, I'm sure. As I recall, he was based at the Annex. Someone there might ought to point you in the right direction. Let us be off too, Mayrad. Do me a favor and don't stray from the path. Oh, look who it is. Welcome back, Ken. What might the students do for you? Looking for Graha, actually. Graha? Yes, he's in the main hall with Mistress Kryle. They've been holed up there for days. By all means, go and give them an excuse to take a break. Yo.
Ah, Urgica, my good man. Would you be so kind as to...
Yo.
Oh, isn't this a pleasant surprise?
I wish you had sent word ahead. I thought I was having visions for a moment there.
How's the restoration of the students coming along?
Slow and steady. Raha and I have been compiling old records of the students' activities. We located several accounts in the archives of Numenon and added them to the collection we recovered from the Isle of Val.
And judging by the progress we've made thus far, sorting this pile will keep us occupied for days to come. But what brings you to the Annex, my friend? Surely you haven't come all this way just to watch us shuffle dusty papers around?
I've come to fulfill my promise. Take you on a grand adventure.
The treasure vault of Alzadal III.
And you're looking for companions to join you on this expedition. I would dearly love to accompany you, of course, but I'm afraid I'm committed to another task. On the subject of which I had hoped to ask for your assistance. Then again, it's not so urgent that it can't wait until you've returned. You should go, Raha. I'll stay here and mind the shop, as it were.
Are you sure? I'd hate to leave you short-handed.
I'm sure. Just try to be back before too many moons have passed.
Well, I guess we're off on another adventure already.
Looks that way.
Have you asked anyone else to come along?
No, you were the first.
Then might I suggest we invite your Stola?
I actually thought the same thing.
Ever since the Scions disbanded, she spent most of her time cloistered within the Great Gooble Library, hoping to piece together a method to traverse the rift.
I remember.
It would seem, however, that whatever wisdom she sought there was not to be found. She arrived in Charlian the other day. We spoke briefly before she began her search of Numenon. Considering what you've told us of Alzadal's extraordinary feats, I do believe your Stola would be more than interested to hear what you have to say.
You did say the gossip is that he got it from another world, so that is interesting. Could be another shard?
Splendid!
Ooh, another reflection.
Then let us head to the archives at once.
Wait, before you go. I have another potential member to volunteer, if you've room to spare. Urianger.
Really?
He sent the students a request for materials, you see. Treatises on the architecture of treasure vaults and the like.
Really? I thought he was traveling with,
From
Thancred.
what I can gather, the Lockerites are looking to make improvements to their own creation and wish to learn more about how we build things down here.
Ah, okay, that kind of makes sense.
So, why not take Urianger with you? Let him study Alzadal's legacy firsthand.
Okay. Sounds...
None can deny the benefit of seeing something with your own eyes.
True, true.
If our expedition leader has no objections, I say we extend Urianger an invitation once we've spoken with your Stola.
Sounds good.
Safe travels, you two. But don't forget, I'd still like your help with that other matter I mentioned.
Right. Then it's off to the library.
know what the other matter is. What's good, Puddingway? How you doing? I guess my pudding wasn't needed to stop the final days after all. But I persevere. Once people taste it, they'll be even happier than they were before the apocalypse started. I just know it. Oh dear. She appears to be taking a cat nap.
I've never known Y'shtola to doze off in the middle of research before.
Close my eyes for one moment.
What's up?
Ow! How long have you two been here?
Catching up on some light reading. We didn't want to wake you. We just arrived. God, I just want to be snarky. Catching up on some light reading.
Something to that effect. I must have been studying for 2-3 days straight before exhaustion finally claimed me. As you know, I've been researching ways to travel from the source to one of its reflections. Well, looking for hints at least. I don't expect to find a simple set of instructions tucked away in some dark corner of the library. So I've been skimming through the stacks, hoping to uncover even a partial mention of any similar feats in the past. A means to travel between worlds exists, and you can be sure I will find a way to employ it.
Well?
So I promised Runa, but 'twould seem I've set myself a nigh impossible task.
You needn't be so hard on yourself. The leap I made with the Crystal Tower was not achieved in an afternoon. It was the culmination of a collective effort spanning generations.
Oh, you think me discouraged? I assure you, 'tis quite the opposite. A daunting challenge and the time to sink my teeth into it. I feel like a fresh-faced student again.
A scholar in her element.
Indeed. Was there something else you wished to ask of me?
Why, yes, as a matter of fact.
Alzadal is no minor figure in Harnish history, and much is known about his family. But this is the first I've heard of a descendant surviving a trip to another world. If those tales are true, then he may have left behind some clue as to how it was accomplished. An invitation to delve into one of the world's lingering mysteries. As if I could refuse. And whence do we embark upon this expedition?
Well, gotta go talk to
Achiali, by ship. But before that, we thought to extend an invitation to Urianger as well. He was in Thalmazane last we heard.
Yep.
Then by all means, let us recruit him and be on our way.
Cool, let's do it. Boom, 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 boom. Dun, 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 dun. Wait, I can't fly? Huh, interesting.
Our illustrious champion.
Yo. How is Heth?
Cloaked in the mantle of the common explorer, fame set aside in thy pursuit of simple adventure. I am told a new expedition is in the offing.
It is. Tis good to see you as well.
And thee. As ever, thou art the picture of strength.
You've been keeping yourself busy, I trust?
True to our plan, Thancred and I embarked upon a pilgrimage of sorts, with an eye for gauging the state of those lands through which we passed. Our travels were interrupted, however, by a request for aid from our befurred lunar allies. As you may recall, the Loporrits had been seeking new purpose for the moon, another role through which it might serve to benefit mankind. The Forum hath been working to advise them in this endeavor, but I return to offer mine own counsel.
And this has what to do with treasure vaults, exactly?
Ah, you have learned of my predicament from Mistress Cryle. I know not whence they acquired such knowledge, but the Loporrits now stand convinced that adventurers delight in treasure hunts.
This is true.
Thus, with their newly built wonderland of riches and mystery, do they hope to entice all manner of daring delvers to the moon. So earnest and innocent was their desire to bring joy to the world that I found myself powerless to refuse them my cooperation. But what of you, my friends? Why are you come to Labyrinthos?
They're like, yeah, we're just gonna make treasure hunts on the moon.
Fascinating. This is indeed a most fortuitous opportunity. I should be honored to accept thine invitation. How long hath it been, I wonder, when last our actions were not impelled by fate or desperation?
We had a journey for journey's sake.
Aye, though I cherish the Scion's accomplishments. 'Tis pleasant to not have the weight of the world upon our shoulders for a change.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Counting Istinian, we number 5 now, yes? Without knowing what traps or perils await unwary feet, we may be wise to refrain from recruiting others.
I agree. Between us, we should have the skills to handle whatever situation may arise. Shall we be on our way?
We shall.
What, no time to spare a word for the grizzled old bard?
What? I didn't realize
All
you
is
were back.
well, I trust?
A wasted trip, I'm afraid. I'd hoped to catch up with a former mentor while you parleyed with the rabbits, but it seems our paths were not to cross.
Former mentor. How's your pilgrimage? You're looking well.
Having an astrologian beside you on the road is surprisingly convenient. And it doesn't hurt that he's making strides with his light-hearted banter.
Making strides? Okay.
In any case, as we made our way around Ilzabard, we saw that much of the continent was in various stages of chaos. A certain amount of disorder is to be expected. The final days are over, and the people no longer have a common threat binding them together. That's the thing with these fledgling troubles, eh? You need to keep an eye out, lest they mature into full-grown headaches. So, for what reason have so many esteemed personages seemed fit to gather?
Treasure hunts, baby!
Beneath the waters of the Bounty, you say? I see you've already stolen away my traveling partner with the promise of unexplored ruins and scholarly glory.
I mean, yeah.
Nay, 'tis not for mine own indulgence, but rather the fulfillment of my commitment to the Loporrits.
Ah, of course. And if you have Estinian rounding out your group, you'll likely have all the members you need.
Do you want to join us?
Feeling left out? I could put in a good word for you, if you like.
We may have been released from our obligations, but I'll never be free of that merciless wit of yours, will I?
Never.
In all seriousness, 'tis best I sit this one out. Too many former scions consorting with one another might be seen as a cause for concern in certain quarters. I'll return to my usual reconnaissance and scout out the situation in the Far East. Feel free to share if you come across any interesting revelations. Till we meet again.
Shall we also hasten our departure? Sir Estinian will wonder what hath become of us.
Man, once I gotta be raining. I send you to recruit Graha. You return with an entire survey party. I hope Makta's boat is sturdy enough to carry us all. What he means is we are grateful for the use of one of your precious fishing vessels. We are more than glad for the chance to provide it. I ask only that you take care to steer clear of the reefs and the shallows there. Aye, we will keep an eye out. In my travels, I spied many a child wandering alone, orphans in all likelihood. The homes raised by beasts and blasphemies can be rebuilt. The void left by those we have lost cannot so easily be filled. Yeah, that's true. Despite his misgivings, I wager Mayrad remains in that merchant's employ. I will pray to Sandaruva for your safe return. May the wealth of her blessings guide you to the treasures you seek. Ah, the thrill of imminent adventure. I never tire of this feeling. Alzadal III. I confess I am somewhat embarrassed that the tale of his journey to another world escaped my notice. Could it be more than simple folklore? And what of the treasure he supposedly brought back? This undersea vault may hold relics from another reflection. My friends, we should temper our expectations. The map doth promise ruins. Beyond that we know not what we will find. Not until we find it, aye. So let us dispense with the conjecture and set sail for the vault. Alzadal's Legacy. Oh, it's just a new dungeon. Let's go. I'm aware that this story about an otherworldly journey may be just that, a story. But even the wildest tales often contains a few grains of truth, and that is worth investigating. One can only spend so many days hunched over a desk before it begins to take its toll. A spot of vigorous exploration is exactly what I needed. The treasure vault of a satrap will surely be filled with diverse traps and devilish deterrents. Caution is paramount. None who enter these ruins come out alive. Well, we shall see about that. Okay, so... yeah, this is the party.
about me?
Whoa. Alzadal's
Make ready!
Woodrub? Maps glyph works its magic once more. An invisibility spell removed, mayhap. Cool. Amba Jam. What dense ether this creature has. 'Tis a rare breed of jellyfish, one with a sting, I imagine. Oh, it pushed me into it. Oh, there's a knockback. What the fuck?
Together we shall overcome this. Be gone!
I will not hold back. Away with you!
Together we shall overcome this. Hold still.
Salt encrusted teleporter. Glyph of passage detected, confirming bearer's identity. Look, we're deep under the bounty. Darbar Ring of Aiming. This is 575. Okay. Unrecognized ethereal signature. Brazen Thief. You will proceed no further. Reinforcements.
Gloves are off.
Something special for you.
Cool. Claw Trap Alzadal the 14th? What the heck?
Together we shall overcome this. Make ready!
Armored Chariot. The key guardians appear mechanical in nature. Please remember to heal whilst you take notes. Around you, I must needs memorize these defenses. You are really quite serious about this consulting role of yours. Okay. got bits. Okay. Two. One. Okay, I see. I think.
Together we shall overcome this.
Okay, so we go this way.
Be gone!
I will not hold back.
Be gone!
Your greed will prove your undoing. Attack routines, behavioral patterns, there is much to report. I only hope the Leopards do not misinterpret the data. Ooh, not bad, not bad. And the necklace. It's a little eagle. That's cool. Oh, Alzadal's Guardians.
Gloves are off. I will not hold back.
Allow me.
Mountains of gold to dazzle the eye, noted. Secret doors, hidden paths, more elements to consider. Ere long you shall be a veritable vault expert. Of course they're mimics.
I will not hold back.
Make ready!
I will not hold back.
Looming Warden. Kapikulu. Tis wrapped in ether-imbued silks. No mere adornments, then. Alright, well, let's go. Spin out. Oh, fuck. Ow. Holy fuck. What the fuck? Yellow, spin your green.
Hold still.
I will not hold back.
That's interesting. That one does have a lot of downtime, though. I think the second boss was the coolest. We found all the treasure then. What is this place? A fitting sentinel. A hidden room within a hidden vault. The maps unfold. Looks pretty cool.
What have we here?
'Tis not unlike a Hunnish alchemical furnace in design.
Well, there is one way we might find out.
It's wrapped up in
Stop!
silks.
You mustn't touch it.
Oh, what's up, Varshan?
Vritra! Oh, my apologies. Should I continue calling you Varshan?
You may address me as you wish. My nature is no longer a secret.
Okay.
Still, this is not a setting I imagined for our reunion. Surely you've not entered these ruins as common looters.
I mean, technically...
Would that we could deny your accusations, but I fear you're not far from the truth.
Yeah, we're treasure hunters, not looters. And we're not common.
Great Vritra, might we beseech thee to explain the nature of this strange contrivance?
It was crafted by our alchemists at my behest, for the purpose of sealing something away.
I wasn't gonna touch it, but you know you stole. Sealing away what exactly?
Perhaps I should simply show you.
Okay. It looks like almost like a portal.
I have lifted the seal, if only for the moment, by an authority only I possess.